Immortals just completed a 2-0 victory over Counter Logic Gaming. I'm here with victorious jungler Xmithie. You're now in sole position in first place. How does that feel?
Pretty good, I guess.
In terms of playing against CLG, was it a little bit personal for you and Pobelter because of the you guys used to be on their team, or was it just kind of business as usual for you guys?
For me, people think it might be like like rivalry or just like someone salty about it, but for me, like I'm pretty indifferent about it because I always try not to put personal like emotions or anything in a game because it can also like it can be like a good and bad thing, I guess, right? But I just like to not dwell on it at all. So.
You seem to have a very clear perspective on separating like the personal from sort of the competitive business aspects of being a professional player. What do you do in these tense situations? You've been in a lot of big games in your career. How do you keep a clear head?
I can just chalk it to, I guess, like experience. Just like I've been probably playing competitive in general for like more than a decade, just like playing other games and just like learning pretty much. And I always try to see every game I can learn on something. And then like for even like teammates, even people see him as like a toxic person or like anything that's like negative, I always try to look at the positive thing. And then that's just been my mentality for like these past years.
You've had a extremely strong early game presence on Immortals, which is not something that people, whether they're right or wrong, would have known you for, associate your name for on CLG. Can you talk about how your style has it changed for you personally, or is it just more of the way that the team plays differently? Can you talk about this?
Like, I don't really see the difference between me playing this split and last split. I feel like I actually got like spring split. I actually got a lot of like first blood rates for pretty much every game. And then that's just how we usually played in CLG too, because I was the one shot calling in the early game in CLG.
Okay.
And then, yeah, like I don't see any difference at all.
Okay. On CLG, you also had a lot of strong personalities in your team, some big leadership figures in Aframu and Darshan. I've spoken to a few of the other people in Immortals, and they've talked about how you're taking this leadership role on for the team and kind of guiding some of these younger players. Can you talk about what that's been like as sort of like this, maybe one of those more prominent leader positions on the team?
Well, the major factors for me being a leadership personality in this team is because of Zach and Darshan too, because they taught me a lot when I was in CLG. And then, even though I was a veteran there, they also taught me a lot on how to lead a team, on how you guys should talk about post-game, or like just anything like being like the big brother of everyone.
Sure.
So like, that's the role pretty much I'm doing right now, and it's working pretty well.
The new Immortals coach, Coach SSONG, has previously coached top Korean squads, Rocks Tigers and Samsung Galaxy. What's it been like working with them?
It's going pretty well actually. Like, the only biggest thing, like, flaw, I guess, is just, like, there needs to be a translator, because, like, you can't really translate, or, like, you can't really say it in English, like, his full thoughts, so, like, we need to have, like, a translator around here, and then Dodo was there, and then he's, like, a former LCS player, so, like, he knows a lot about the game, and he translates for us, so it's, like, surprising going really, really well.
So Immortals, it sounds like it has a pretty good infrastructure for you guys to help you overcome these language barriers, too. Can you talk a little bit about how the Immortals organization has brought this team together and what they're doing differently than other organizations that you may have played for in the past?
Well, I didn't really have any language barriers for any other team I've been in, but the way Immortals is doing it is like they also have a tutor, like an English tutor, like pretty much goes there every week to teach them more about just like English and like how to communicate to the team. And I can see it every week, like improving, like playing's been improving a lot. Ole has been always really good, like translating. And then also Eugene, Eugene's like an English tutor, but like he speaks like Korean fluently. And then Coach SSONG has been, he actually couldn't, I guess he was just kind of shy about like in the beginning, but now he can also speak in English, like if you want to talk about picks, like about micro. But usually macro-wise we just have a translator, but it was still really good.
Immortals now, as we said, in sole position of first place. What is the focus for this team right now? Are you guys kind of riding high on this or taking it one game at a time?
For me specifically, like that's always been, well, not really my motto, but like how I look into games, like just like one game. I always think it's like a best of one, even if it's a best of three. But I always just take one game at a time. And then I always tell my team is like, you can be complacent, but just try to think of like what you can do for the team. So.
You guys played Dignitas this weekend, and it's the last top team that you guys have left to kind of topple. How are you feeling going into this match against Dignitas, and what are you looking to focus on?
I've actually been surprised, like they've been doing really, really well, because it's pretty much just like a Ssumday train, I guess, because like Ssumday has been playing really, really well in LCS stage, and hopefully Flame can. I'm pretty sure like Flame can like beat him. Like we'll work as a team as we always do, and that's just how we're gonna play.
Should be a good top lane showdown, and it should be a good showdown 5v5 as well. Xmithie, thank you so much for the interview. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the Immortals fans or your longtime fans out there?
Just the same thing. Just like thank you for supporting us. Thanks for Immortals for giving me this opportunity, and yeah, for Omen by HP. So they're our only sponsor, and they're doing pretty well for us.
For everything else, League of Legends esports and NALCS, you can go to Hella.com.